My father used to play lawn bowls. Now, this is not a podcast or blog or YouTube about lawn bowls. This is about forgiveness. But my father used to play lawn bowls, and in lawn bowls, you've got this bowl that has got a weight that is slightly more on one side of the bowl or the ball. And as you roll it down, the ball or the bowl as it loses pace, it just swings to one side and goes down and around. And it's got a bias to the heavier side. So if you want to get near the little white ball that's up the other end of the green, you have to bowl it with a certain pace and an angle so that as it slows down, it just goes. And I think my brain and your brain too has a bias in its wiring, and often what I would say it's called a negativity bias. And if allowed to drift, that bias the thoughts just drift, just go to the negative, and they roll downwards. And Rick Hanson, he says this, that your brain is continually looking for bad news. As soon as it finds some of it fixates on it like a tunnel vision, fast tracks into memory storage, and then reactivates it at the slightest hint of anything vaguely familiar. But good news gets a kind of a neural shrug. Oh, whatever. And he says this is a great quote. In effect, the brain is like Velcro for negative experiences, but Teflon for positive ones. So Velcro for negative clings on to the negative, and Teflon for the positive. And yeah, whatever. Do you find that? I find that's with my brain. The negative seems to just cling on to me. And Teflon, it takes effort to, pull it back and get it right. So how do you find it? Is it easier for you to think, for you to find your thinking just to slide into the negative or to the good? I need help, and I think you do too. Not so much to keep focusing on the positive, because I think if you just have a positive mindset all the time, you're not grounded in the reality of actually some things are really hard going. But I need help. I think you need to focus on truth, God's truth. How actually God sees everything. God sees the negative and the good. And I want to know God in everything, not just the negative, not just the bad. And I think how you talk about God is actually how you talk about everything. I need help to sort of balance my brain out with like a kind of God, a grounded God reality that keeps me running true and straight. Not too much negative that might drag me away and drown me under waves of despair, and not too much positive that sort of floats me away with like an untethered balloon. No, I want it to be grounded. I want it to be grounded in truth. Much of our thought life, or your thought life, is so connected to hurts and pains from the past. Things we've done or not done, things others have done or not done. And those memories, they get collected in the brain. We add to them, we embellish them, we tart them up, we tear them down, we ponder over them, and they actually form us. Our thoughts form our character. And I want release from certain memories. Or actually, maybe I don't. Maybe I want to keep them because they give me an identity. I am a victim. Look at my past. Have pity on me. Life has been so hard. Oh, I want to remember differently. I want to remember with grace. I read this article recently, and the article's titled "To Forgive is to Remember Differently." Here's a quote: "Forgiveness involves the emotional reappraisal of the memory of a past wrongdoing." I'll just read that again. Forgiveness involves the emotional reappraisal of the memory of a past wrongdoing. When you forgive someone for a wrongdoing, I'm just going to say that, forgive yourself also. When you forgive someone or yourself for a wrongdoing, you don't forget the event. But once you forgive, the memory doesn't hurt as much. Maybe if the memory doesn't hurt as much, it won't demand our attention as much. We can sort of let the memory go and see it sort of subside away into the background. You see, I found personally myself and in others that we need someone greater than ourselves, one that is all-knowing about everything that has happened, one that can hold all the stitching of history together in one weave, someone who has seen it all, understands it all, and can sort of hold it together in a good tension. You see, I need a perfect one who can hold all of my successes, all of my failures, in all-knowing hands and give me a balance, give me a perspective that is actually true. Yeah, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this. I come to Jesus, and I come to a Jesus follower called John, who wrote this down. If our hearts condemn us, all right, if we're feeling guilty, we know that God is greater than our hearts. God's greater than what our hearts are telling us, all right? And God knows everything. Oh, my heart so often condemns me. But John also wrote these words down. If we confess our sins, like if we say, actually, this is how I've distracted. God is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. So if we own up to the stuff, God's going to clean us up. God's going to clean that up. Forgiveness and a clean-up offer is on offer. I think Jesus is now on my neurological pathway that goes through my brain. And like, imagine you're triggered in some way to remember a hurt, a pain, something you did, something done to you, and immediately you bias flow like that bowling ball, that bowl, and you flow down a brain pathway to a place of hurt, pain, loss, confusion, despair. You may want revenge, all anger, bitterness, and it's just going down there. Yeah, going down there. You've been there many times. It's a familiar, well-worn, rutted path. It's like on automatic. But this time, Jesus jumps out of the bushes. Imagine that. And onto your path. And he blocks that neural pathway. He blocks your thought flow and speaks these words: forgiven, set free, no need to go there anymore. I know it all. What would happen if that happened to you every time your thoughts just went down? Jesus jumps out and says, forgiven, set free, no need to go down there anymore. I know it all. Peace would fill your life. An openness would germinate in your soul for something really good and whole. Something would be opened up to you that would be a new revelation, a new sense of hopefulness. You see, forgiveness is the invite to remember, but with a difference. We remember Christ. And I wrote a poem this morning, and it's titled, I Remember, but with a Difference. Where I focus is where I go. What I remember can pull me below. I don't want to go there, but it has a magnetic pull. What I choose to habitually remember keeps me living in its drool. It has a grip, a deathly drag. Help me, Jesus, I cry, to forgive this wayward man. He steps in front, blocks the brain-wide path. No more going there, he declares. It's forgiven. No need to relitigate the past. He stands in front, glowing bright. Or is it blood and gore from a bloody fight? Pierced hands and wrists, wounded side, resurrected glory, new hope for me to confide. Whenever I begin to subtly drift on down, my Christ stands in front of me, brings a bowl and towel. Then to his knees he stoops, he washes my dirty feet with tears of love that flow. He is making me complete. I remember these things. I remember things with a difference now. They are dealt with, and I am free. Whenever my brain wants to go that way, I remember what Christ wants me to see. I see his warm and gentle face, a hug and welcome to embrace. He nurtures the hurting child, a new life full of grace. I don't know what's happened to you in this, whether it's really touched your heart, touched your life. Let me know. Send me an email, barry@turningthepage.co.nz, or leave a comment in the comments below. I really appreciate hearing from my listeners and my readers and my viewers. Let me know what's happening in your life, and perhaps I could help you to find a new level of forgiveness, a new change in your life. Pop over to the website, turningthepage.co.nz. There's a link in the profile below. And if you're finding this helpful and you want to support what I'm doing and give a little bit of money, there's a link there to give as well. Until next time, may you know that Christ is standing on the pathways, the neurological pathways in your brain, wanting to tell you a new truth. Bye.